If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Roll something up. Yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the GMS show. I am your host, the big black lovable one. GMS is in the building. What's up, GMS fam? I see you, Promico. I see you, Brim Dog. What's going on, fam? Let me know if you here. Check in, tap in. Who are you at, GMS fam? Put something in the chat. Let me know you pulled up. Let me know you here for the conversation today, man. You know, we start out every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well. If you do, you keep that green mind state, baby. What's up, King Lukey? What up, Heroic Dose? What up, Trey 979? What's going on, family? Man, I just went and got a massage probably half an hour ago, man. And it was my first time ever going to get a massage. That shit was... Man, I feel loose than a goose, man. I almost thought I wasn't going to be able to make it in this motherfucker. I was like, man, I might need a nap, goddamn. What up, Maryland? What up, Bam Bam? How y'all feeling, man? Roger Andrews in the building. He said it's his first time. Well, let's show him what this GMS show is all about, man. GMS Family Green Room, we got some things to talk about today, man. First thing on my list, I got to talk about this. We done covered this subject a few times, but it's the fact that I guess people still don't get it. Glittery Bubble said, happy ending? Oh, no, I don't think they do that here in Minnesota. At least I don't think they do. But there's been people that still, I guess, are riding this Dave Chappelle hate train. And I guess common sense is just not that fucking common anymore. And what we have now, instead of angry people on Twitter who don't matter, now we have other people who are considered notable figures going at Dave and making comments about Dave as if they don't understand what he's talking about. And what's fucked up is that this other person is black too. This person should have been understood, but I guess there's a reason why he didn't necessarily relate or get what Dave was saying because of the certain team he plays for. And the person I'm talking about is Jerrod Carmichael. He is a comedian, a well-known comedian, who recently came out as gay. Now, this has nothing to do with you coming out. This has nothing to do with what you identify as. Has nothing to do with who you like to have sexual relations with. It does have to do with why you decided to say what you said about Mr. David Chappelle. And why you decided to say it way after the fact. And this just lets me know that this is part of them trying to keep this narrative going because it's not working. Like, first of all, Dave doesn't give a shit anymore because y'all don't give a shit about what he's saying. Ain't nobody paying attention or actually trying to comprehend his actual message behind what he's saying. It's not that he hates the LGBTQ community. He doesn't hate trans people or none of that. He was pointing out a simple point about LGBTQ rights and the rights of black and brown people in America. And the fact that he had to say or put jokes a certain way for people to understand it or add some type of shock value to it, because once again, he is a comedian too. It wasn't no TED Talk. He's a comedian. He does stand up. This is what it came to. So now, Jerrod had an interview with I don't know what magazine, but he decided to have some words about Dave. Let me read this off for you because it threw me off. What he first said in the beginning, I was all for. I'm like, yeah, he's making a lot of sense. And then it threw me all the way off when he had this to say about Dave. Listen up. He said, "It's not hard to guess who he might be talking about. Look, I get it. Everybody's got to create a boogeyman to sell tickets, but it's not true," he says, referring to the much hyped threat of cancel culture. Who's getting canceled for what they said? What does that mean? That people are mad on Twitter? Everybody's fine. These grown men are fine. I think a lot of times people who offer nothing truthful or meaningful about themselves then complain about society at large and create this boogeyman. It's like, listen, that's the most urgent thing in your life. God bless you. I'm tired of hearing it. Chappelle, do you know what comes up when you Google your name, bro? That's the legacy. Your legacy is a bunch of opinions on trans shit. It's an odd hill to die on. And it's like, hey, bro, who the fuck are you? Who do you fuck? What do you like to do? Childish jokes aside, who the fuck are you? It's just kind of played, but he's choosing to die on the hill, so all right, let him. Well, there's a few things wrong with this statement. Because, for one, Chappelle didn't try to create a boogeyman. That was your crew, your team that you ride for. They tried to create a boogeyman. Also, beyond what you identify as or what your sexuality is, fuck that. Who gives a fuck? Put that aside. Jerrod, you're a fucking comic. You're a comedian, bro. You should understand more than anybody what Dave was doing, what he said, what he meant, the direction he was going. But see, the problem with this is, and I want to point this out, Jerrod just came out this year. So what comes with that is starting to do things that people do when they first come out, which is stand strongly by their team, support them as much as they can, maybe dress a little different, maybe talk a little different, probably a little bit more glitter than usual. And to say that your legacy is a bunch of opinions on trans shit and it's an odd hill to die on, as if Dave hasn't been in this game for 20 plus. Think about this, man. Dave has been in this game for 20 plus years. And you think that over the past 5, that this is what his legacy is going to end as? Let me just say this, man. I thought, matter of fact, first of all, how do you speak on cancel culture, then proceed to indirectly try to cancel Dave? You can't talk about cancel culture and what it's about or what is this and what's that and then try to talk about somebody's legacy being a bunch of opinions on trans shit, as if Dave didn't make a joke and then they went on to try to get angry about it and spread this narrative that he was somebody that hates the trans community. Being a notable figure and also being somebody who makes money in the industry, you might want to correct that, because we are living in a time where if something is misunderstood and you don't try to correct that, people will take it as what they feel you meant. And Dave, he didn't go out and do no press conference. He didn't go on no interviews and try to apologize. No, he went back on stage where he does shit the best, and he explained again why these jokes have been made. And not only did he try to explain it, but he put it in the most literal terms of what he meant by what he said. And they ignored it. Wrote it off, ignored it, didn't even act like he said it, and just continued to be like, he's transphobic and he used a trans woman's story to try to make it seem like. I don't think at this point they want Dave to, because this just goes along with the narrative. See, I talk about this shit. When I talk about there are certain people out there who they want to tarnish their legacies. Dave actively is one of those people they're trying to do it to. No sex scandals, no sexual assault allegations. He didn't not out here hurting people, beating people up. What else? I mean, what can you say besides the fact that you misunderstood his comedy? What else can be said about Dave besides you misunderstanding his comedy? When you have somebody in this industry, especially a black entertainer who has a very, very big following, big name, notable figure anywhere he goes, there is going to become a point where somebody's going to try to tarnish their legacy and get them out the paint. This is a clear case of just that. And as long as they continue to try to do this to Dave, I am going to continue to speak against it. Because I'll be damned if all common sense is lost because the motherfuckers that run the internet are making you believe that somebody is a certain way when they're not. And last but not least, I thought gay people felt misunderstood. I thought that was the whole thing. I thought people didn't understand where you were coming from. People didn't understand you. But y'all doing a great job at showing how y'all misunderstand Dave and where he's coming from and his point. You call it transphobia, I call it black and white. And it's funny because this is going to be a perfect transition into what I'm about to say. Pun intended. This is going to be a great transition. Speaking of trans individuals, it has just come out that FINA, the organization that is involved with professional swimming, the swimming governing body FINA votes to restrict transgender women from world swimming competitions. They have banned trans individuals from partaking in women's sports because they see a disadvantage in it. Now, as a straight man, clearly, you can't speak on this without somebody calling you transphobic. So how about this? How about I show you a tweet from somebody who is in that community? Caitlyn Jenner. You know who that is. Part of the Jenner Kardashian clan. Caitlyn Jenner, formerly known as Bruce Jenner, who is now trans woman, tweeted this and said, "It worked. I took a lot of heat, but what's fair is fair. If you go through male puberty, you should not be able to take medals away from females, period." This is incredible to see. You want to know why? Not because I have anything against anybody in the LGBTQ community, but because sometimes it takes people of their own community to talk about certain things that is just plain obvious. Just like in our community, when we see some things that's not right, or see some things that ain't fair, or see some things that we don't agree with, we should speak up and not feel just because we're talking about our own people that we should be looked at as a Uncle Tom or a coon or a sellout, anything like that, because we got some fucking problems in the community and we got to talk about that shit. And as long as we ignore it, the shit will seem okay. Now, where is Flame Monroe when you need an opinion? I think, here's the thing, man. I think Caitlyn Jenner is a kook, not because the motherfucker changed his gender, but because he just always seemed off to me. Whether it was Bruce or Caitlyn, this motherfucker always seemed off to me. Also, that nigga killed a lady, and don't nobody ever talk about that. Don't nobody ever talk about that. And every time I bring up Caitlyn Jenner, I'm gonna remind y'all that this nigga killed somebody, and don't nobody talk about it. And this nigga's running for office. I'm just saying. But let me show y'all something, man, because this video crossed my way after this happened. And I guess this guy stepped into a Plano city council meeting to troll at his highest level about trans individuals competing in women's sports. Let me turn off the music so you guys can listen to what this guy says. Pay attention.
But you guys are going to sit here and you're not going to take me seriously. You're going to laugh at me. I'm trying to compete. And yes, I was born a boy. So what, guys? This is 2022. It doesn't matter what you're born. We have Ketanji Brown Jackson even says she doesn't even know what a woman is. So then I'm a woman. So that's what you guys have to do. If the Supreme Court justice is on my side, then why can't I get the same from the Plano City Council? That's the problem, is I come here and I'm still a victim of transphobia. Yet we have champions like my girl Leah, my sister, and she gets to win, but I don't. Why not? That's what I'm asking you. Why not? Why can't I swim against the ladies? Why are we having a transphobic world where I just want to compete against the ladies? Why are you saying that I'm not a biological woman? Clearly, I look like a biological woman. I mean, come on. It's been hours tucking this thing in. Give me a break. I should be able to swim.
He said, I spent hours tucking this thing in. First of all, this guy is going a little overboard to prove a point. I get it. I get his point, but I also am like, yeah, you kind of do a little too much. This kind of shows a little bit of hate. But at the same time, it's hard. It's hard to I don't know, man.
And I'm on so much hormone therapy, I don't even know left or right anymore. So I'm doing this. I don't have an unfair advantage. No way. So I need you guys to stand up. We have a city issue, Rick, and we can actually fix this and let me compete against the ladies. I'm sick of these women. Oh, you're having an unfair advantage. Yeah, right. And I'm mentally ill, and they won't even let me compete in the Special Olympics. So go figure. Think about that. I can't compete in the Special Olympics, and I can't compete against women. What kind of bigotry is that? Are you guys going to let that stand? I wouldn't let that stand. If I were y'all, I would stand up for me, because in the future, they're going to write these in the history books, and they're going to have to decide what side Plano is on. Were they transphobes? Or were they trans positive? And obviously, I'm trans positive. So that's what I want. I want you guys to wake up to what's going on in the world and tell the city.
He's trying not to laugh. Like, this guy's trying not to laugh. And I'm pretty sure the people behind the camera are either chuckling a little bit or trying their hardest not to laugh because they want to seem politically correct. But this is kind of funny. This is kind of funny. I cannot lie. This is kind of funny. I'm not laughing at trans people and how they feel. I'm laughing at how this guy really did this. Like, you know, he practiced this shit. He went and bought a one-piece swimsuit, cap and goggles, and went inside a city council.
City of Plano Swim League to let me compete against the ladies. I've been on hormone blockers for nearly 2 weeks now.
Oh,
and like I
my
said,
God.
I'm so messed up from them, I'm probably going to lose anyway. But I can send that tape to a college, and I might get a scholarship, Julie. So don't look at me with your eyes, looking at me all mean. I'm out here trying to change for you. This is women's rights. Yeah, I'm standing up for women's rights. Thank you. It's Primetime Stein on Instagram if you guys want to learn how to swim against the ladies. Thank y'all so much.
Wow.
The City of Plano and this council take the opportunity to hear from our citizens very seriously.
Look, she trying not to laugh. She trying not to laugh, bro.
We always welcome feedback on how we can make our community better.
It's hard. It's hard not to laugh when some shit like that happens, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. He said, I spent hours tucking this thing in. Come on, how do you not laugh at that? How? Come on, man. And it may have been a little malicious. Like I said, you know, you gotta be in a different level of not liking some shit to do all of that as a troll. He could have just made a video and posted it, but he went to a city council meeting. He really does not agree with trans sports or trans people competing in women's sports. But I just want to say this, man. I have no hate in my heart. I have to continue to say that when I do talk about these situations because I don't want it to get confused, man. I got love for everybody. It's just this simple, not simple, but this situation specifically, I think is unfair for women and for people to be like, oh, who gave a fuck? Well, you didn't give a fuck about women before. Nah, y'all just kind of showing us how y'all felt about women before. I think it's unfair. I have a daughter. And I'd be damned if she was great at her sport and then a nigga came out there and just like straight washed the whole competition and deprived her of opportunities and accomplishments that she could have been getting. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise. So I just think, like I said before, man, the best solution is to just create a lane for trans athletes. Where they can compete against each other, just like men compete against each other, just like women compete against each other. Why can't trans individuals have their lane to compete against each other when it comes to sports? That's all it is. We're only talking about sports. It has nothing to do with anything else but sports, man. And for one trans athlete to recognize what was going on, and I'm talking about a gold medalist, regardless if you think he a kook like I do, or if you remember the fact that he killed a lady, he is a gold medalist. And I would take the opinion of somebody who is a professional athlete than myself or the internet on Twitter. And with that said, we're gonna have to switch up the subject, and I'm sorry that y'all gotta watch this shit. But this is something that crossed my way. If you watching this right now, man, first of all, hit the like button, man. But this is a trigger warning. Trigger warning for those that have kids, for those that hate ratchetness, for those that can't stand ain't shit people. This is about to irk your nerves. Now, because I don't give a fuck about popularity or clout or any of that, I'm going to give anybody in this live a chance to back out. It's nothing gory. It's nothing racial. It's nothing. It's nothing that will make you sick, but it will probably make you angry by watching it. Now, what we have here, I don't know if y'all saw this yet, but there was a couple walking in a mall somewhere, and a lady at a kiosk witnessed the dad, this guy right here, hit his daughter upside the head and I guess cussed her out or said something to her. the lady in the kiosk decided to say something to them, and this is how it played out.
Did you see? He actually just hit her.
That's my daughter.
Abusing your daughter.
No, you got to get your ass abused if you keep fucking talking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I want you to
That's
try
why you
it.
record.
I want you to try
That's why
it.
your ass abused.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Try it.
Yeah.
And these two ignorant sumbitches got they children back here watching this whole shit. And why the children got on bonnets too? Don't try to pull your children into your bullshit. Just because you didn't want to come outside by yourself looking like that, you try to put the kids in bonnets too. You ain't shit.
That's why you required to see what happens.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. You are abusive. You are abusive. You are abusive. That little girl, you just hit her. You don't do that.
Don't point at my goddamn daughter. Don't point at my goddamn daughter.
He said, don't. That's another thing I hate. Another thing I hate about when parents that don't give a shit about their kids try to get mad at somebody else for doing something simple as hell like pointing. Don't point at my daughter. Oh, you get that much fuck about your daughter, but you hit her upside the motherfucking head in the mall in public. Good job. You're a good one. You make a lot of sense.
You don't do that.
Looking like a retarded Mr. Marcus.
You don't do that. You don't do that. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Yeah, put your motherfucking
You're going to
hands
jail.
up.
You're going to jail.
Fuck, are we waiting?
You're going.
Are we
Oh,
going
don't worry.
anywhere?
Don't
Where
worry.
we going?
Don't worry.
All right, where we going? Where we going? Where we going? We waiting.
And you should be ashamed.
You should be hold on, wait.
If you come back here, I promise.
Wait, did she say it was her daughter's birthday? Hold on, let me.
Where we going? Where we going? Where we going? We waiting.
And you should be.
It's her daughter's 4th birthday, and she got smacked upside the head by her dad. Happy birthday, young queen. What a way to make yourself look like even more of a punk ass, worthless piece of shit.
Be ashamed.
You should be hold on, wait.
Look what y'all doing on her birthday.
You better take your ass on. You better take your ass on. First of all, I was talking to that man.
That's my daughter.
Is that his daughter? Is that your daughter?
With your dumb ass? Put it right there. Say Journey with your stupid ass.
That don't mean that's your daughter.
I tatted her name on the side of my head, so that means I can hit her upside hers.
That don't mean that's your hair to look fucked up. Tell them motherfuckers
Seriously.
Yeah.
You can't be serious.
Motherfucking jeans on, ain't you? You hot as hell. You ain't even $10 damn with your bummy ass fucking Yeezys on. Tell the camera to look down at your fucking Yeezys, you dirty ass.
They over here talking about what this girl got on at her job where she's making money at. And look at these fools. Look at how they dress. And y'all sitting here talking about what this girl got on. Y'all niggas rolled over out the bed, got up, and went to the mall. And you try to talk about what somebody who's working has on.
Crazy. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. I'm calling CPS. I'm calling CPS.
Step your
It's
ass out
sad.
and tell somebody about their fucking kid. You should shut the fuck up.
Y'all should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. Right here just hit this little girl upside the head.
You not a child.
Listen,
Bitch,
this
you
guy-
call the fucking
this
police.
guy-
I don't fucking
this-
want to tell you that.
There's
Who the
cameras.
fuck- yeah,
There's cameras.
That's my motherfucking
There's
daughter.
cameras. There's cameras. There's
The fuck
cameras.
wrong with you?
This guy
Don't
just
you ever fucking hit my daughter.
He just
He's clearly showing who he is. I think people don't understand that either. Like, you allowed your emotions to pretty much prove what type of person you are, especially around your kids. Oh, it's not over. Check out part 2.
Tell me that my daughter ain't my daughter, bitch. Yeah, tell me that shit outside this place.
Dirty World Rick got it.
Yeah. Everybody know bitch is tied in the middle of my motherfucking throat. Your stupid ass. Get a fucking pen to do something for once. The fucking $13 an hour ass. That's not his child. So now you want to tell me that dumb ass shit for? What the fucking whore ass fucking
You got tankers, you got hazmat, you got plastic.
Be on the bottom too.
I ain't gonna bother her. They gonna say. So what I'm saying is she gonna say, oh, you being abusive. Come on, man. He is. He is. He's abusive.
Yeah, the girl who look crazy as hell want to tell me not to goddamn tap my daughter.
Want to tell me not to touch my goddamn daughter. So that's him basically saying that he did it. Telling him not to touch. See, that's another thing. He didn't say hit. If it's your goddamn daughter and you can do what you want, just say you hit her. Why you say you touch? Oh, she said I can't touch my daughter. Minimizing it in a situation where you know you wrong. You pay attention to things like that, man. When you pay attention to people and when you pay attention to how certain people act, and in certain situations, you can tell when somebody lying, when somebody bullshitting, and when they doing too much to try to prove the opposite of what they actually doing. See, his narrative was, this girl over here is telling me I can't touch my daughter. No, she's telling you you can't hit your daughter upside the head like that. And then on top of that, it wasn't just them two. The mom was there. Why didn't the mom do something about it? You got two little girls right there. Why don't you let the mom handle that? That's a show of control and abuse that a lot of people don't understand. See, we grew up feeling like, yeah, you know, I was never shy away from getting my ass beat. None of that. Even in public, getting snatched up in public. But that don't make it right. Why do people feel like that shit is right? It's not about that. It's not about it's not like that lady knew that the nigga was finna hit her before she pulled her camera out. She saw it and she pulled her camera out and said something about it. Now, I'm going based off of how this man is acting. Clearly, there's an anger issue here. Clearly, this man is unhinged. Same with his girl. Now, for those who may still question the situation or may think that the girl at the kiosk was in the wrong and maybe the parents were justified for doing what they did, let me show you this. Let me show you what happened.
She better chill out. She don't own this goddamn building. She don't goddamn, yeah, she just come out her mouth. That's how I got this, yeah.
You ready? This took the icing on the cake. This is what let me know that he did what he did. Now watch. He leaned over to his daughter. Are you watching? Watch his movements. Look at him. He leaned over to his daughter and said something to his daughter, right? And this is what he had his daughter say.
You said what?
He had his daughter call her a bum bitch.
Oh my gosh. You said what? Did your father tell you to say that? No.
No, I just said it. She looks terrified. This little girl looks terrified. Like if she didn't say it, she would have got beat up. Tell me what type of dad in a situation, two grown-ass adults in this situation is going to tell a child to tell another grown adult, you a bum bitch. That sounds like an unhinged, anger issue having ass nigga. To tell your kid to say that. He could have said it. He called her all types of bitches already, but it was, see, when you wrong and when you feel like a bitch yourself, you do outlandish shit. Like leaning over and telling your daughter to call somebody a bum bitch. This how niggas handle their kids nowadays? This how you sorry niggas handle y'all kids?
Oh my gosh. You said what? Did your father?
Come on, man. Fuck that shit. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I don't co-sign it. I do not co-sign that type of shit. Yes, he is a coward. Grade A coward. What y'all think? Do y'all think he did it or not? Don't worry, I'll wait. I ain't on nobody's side, but I see a lot of youth out here that need an ass whooping. Well, it didn't seem like those little girls needed one. They were being directed by they ignorant ass daddy to do some ignorant ass shit. Usually it's because of who you are around and who you raised by that will show what type of person you grow up to be. Clearly his mama and his daddy ain't shit. Same with his girl's mama and daddy not being shit, which is why they raise their kids to not be shit. I wish I would have my daughter say something to a grown ass individual when I'm the one in this situation. That's some bitch nigga shit. The fuck type of shit is that? But it don't take long for people like that, man. Especially when you know the internet age. He should have been smarter. But see, you not that. He doesn't seem like too bright. He doesn't seem too bright up there. So he wouldn't have just left the mall. There wouldn't have been no viral moment. There wouldn't have been nobody knowing who you was or that you did anything. If anything, it would have just been her word against yours. Soon as she would have broke the camera out and said something, I would have just kept walking. Especially if you feel like you didn't do shit wrong. Yeah, whatever, bitch. Kept going. What the fuck can she do? She at work. Was she gonna get out and run after you, do something? Nah. Their reaction is what prompted her to pull out her phone. It's just that ain't shit mentality, bro. I cannot stand that shit. Then to do it in front of the kids, man. Oh my God. How do we save the youth? I have no idea. But I will tell you this. We must do better. And I commend her. Because if that happened, if what happened like she said it did, I commend her, because niggas like that are unhinged. And they will try to do something to you. Because if clearly he didn't give a shit about hitting his daughter, he don't give a shit about doing something to you. Or maybe it could be the other way around. Maybe he's such a bitch that he only could put his hands on his daughter. Maybe he was the nigga that was getting beat up in the streets and got to come home and put his hands on his kids to try to feel better about himself. I don't know. We can bring up as many possibilities as you want, but people will show their ass if you let them. And I feel bad for them kids, man. That little girl was scared as hell. She had to call that lady a bum bitch not to get her ass beat, because she would have got right in that car and got smacked the hell up if she didn't do it. And I know people like that, man. I'm telling you, man. That shit is a dime a dozen. Parents will try to do that dumb shit and get you involved, get the kids involved, let the kids see some dumb shit that they could have prevented because of their own selfish ways. They don't really give a fuck about the kids. Don't show me a tattoo of your daughter's name on your head. Nigga, you got tattoos everywhere. Clearly you like getting tattoos. That wasn't shit to you. That's the one thing I hate. It's like you got your whole shit is tatted. You think I'm supposed to have you think a tat on your face is supposed to have significance? Nah, how you really treat your daughters in real life is how you show that you give a fuck about them. Fuck a tattoo. I could have been got a tattoo over the past 9-10 years of my daughter's name, which I still am gonna go do. But I've been putting the work in. I've been being an example. I set the example. It's worth it. I don't do it as a way to prove that I ain't shit. He got it on there to prove, hey man, look, you saying I ain't shit? Look on my forehead. I ain't shit. That's my daughter's name, man. I give a fuck about something. Man, shut up. Over there talking about what that girl got on. Both of y'all smell like fish and ass. Fuck is you talking about, man? Now, GMS fam, the green room. I got one more thing to say. Jesse Lee Peterson is a closet gay man. Apparently, Jesse Lee Peterson has been outed as being a closeted gay man. Now, once again, so people don't think I have a hate or have a disrespect or intolerance towards the LGBTQ community, please understand that I bring this up for a reason. Because this in particular individual has talked about gay people in a way that you would think he hates and despises gay people. But what I've grown to learn over the past year is that it's the niggas that talk about it the most, unwarranted and without even the subject being brought up, usually being the ones that are undercover and closeted gay men. I've seen it. I've seen that happen. People we all are familiar with, man. We done seen them talk about the LGBTQ community in the most harshest of ways. But it also lets you know that they are trying their hardest to fight that urge to come out the closet. I mean, you got to think about it, man. It's the Helga effect. Helga from Hey Arnold. Y'all know Hey Arnold. Y'all remember Helga? Every time she was around Arnold, you would have thought she hated him. But when she got home, the bitch had a whole shrine of this nigga. She was madly in love with Arnold. Never wanted to tell him. She was terrified, so all she did was act out erratically and say crazy shit and do crazy shit as if to give off the illusion that she hated the nigga. But she didn't. She was in love. She was infatuated and she wanted it. You niggas have to stop hiding behind who you are. It is 2022. You're not gonna be judged. Well, you will be judged because you spent too much time talking about the motherfuckers and acting like you weren't. But if you get it off now, you will see. You will free yourself. Fuck the public opinion. Do what you want to do, man. Let it out, big guy. Let the world know. Hey, man, look. I'm chilling out, man. Let me chill out before I say some crazy shit, man. GMS fam, the green room. Hit that like button, man. Follow me on my socials. I'll follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App if you're feeling generous. Most appreciated. Leave a comment under this video, man. I'm not seeing a lot of y'all do that, man. All right? Beyond everything else, the likes, the subscribing, all that shit, I want to see y'all leave them comments under this video when the live is over. Can y'all do that? Can y'all really show GMS some love? Matter of fact, I'ma just reply to y'all in the comment section. If you put a GMS in the chat, put a GMS in the comments under this video when the live is over. And I'm gonna get at you in the comment section. These booty bandit dung beetles. GMS fam, the green room. Today was a great Wednesday, man. I'm finna spark up. Yeah, I had a joint here the whole time. I'm trying to do it different, man. You know, YouTube be hating on me. They don't want to see a nigga live. So I'll be waiting to smoke until the end so that I catch them off the algorithms, you know. But much love to everybody, man. I thank y'all so much, man, for continuing to fuck with the GMS show, pulling up, showing love, commenting in the chats, man. Whatever it is, man. I need y'all to know that I'm really, really grateful. And I owe y'all the motherfucking world. And I'm gonna give that shit back as we continue to grow. Trust me. One love, GMS fam. I'll see y'all in the comment section. Leave one of them comments in there when the live is over. Much appreciated. Smoke something. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. I'll see y'all Friday on here and the 3Gs. We out.